Okay then, so here we are again back at the false flag, but also the ritual that is going to resurrect Nimrod here. As you can see, Isis, Ishtar, whatever you want to call her, she's crying and mascara's run down. The child is dead. Now there'll be a giveaway in a minute as to who the child is, rather than the lie that the Vatican, like I spoke of earlier. You see the Egyptian beetle come onto the child's face, which is also known as a scarab, I think. And also notice that the child's head is bruised, like I mentioned earlier, the serpent's head being bruised. I'm not sure if this bit maybe is could have something to do with the Black Awakening, could have something to do with transhumanism. We've got the skull and crossbones tattoo going on the arm here, but they release like the bow that's holding something together or stopping something from happening. The bow is released and then the eyes go out. It's a bit like it also an empty vessel. It reminds me of in where is it now? Romans 9:22. What if God, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So it could maybe mean that context, maybe. There we have the flower again. Now I believe this is depicting the end, because we had the sickle and the hammer. Now I think it's depicting the end of Soviet Russia, okay, because they're going to be joining into this, they're going to be yoked into this, worshipping the Antichrist and, you know, joining the New World Order. We have proof of that. In Astana, in Kazakhstan, okay, where they've got this big sun worship city they've built in the capital. Okay guys, if you want to check this out, just come and have a look on YouTube. There's loads of stuff about Astana and all the buildings they built here. They even got this weird device where you put your hand in, a bit like the film Total Recall. Massive sun worship city. The doves are painted into the glass there. Okay, let's carry on. Now it's the Chinese war machine. So this girl here, I think this is what it's depicting, I think, again, is basically a spirit is to stop them from this war, but this spirit changes how she feels. That's the impression I get from it. She changes how she feels, like she can't be bothered or something. So back to the destroyer coming from the underworld. Or out of the pit. Mind control still torturing the kids, putting the fear. Right, now this bit is important, okay? This is where the destroyer makes the transition from the underworld into the physical, okay? Now, just watch this a minute. Bang, he comes through. And now it's like he's in the birthing canal now, and the waters are breaking. Now do you notice how it switches over to this now, okay? Okay, so CERN, also logos like 666, okay? But also, like we just seen in the animation, we've seen Vishnu, or the Hinduism, the destroyer, which is outside CERN headquarters, okay? Also Obama done this weird front page where he's depicting Vishnu, or the destroyer. Okay, so let's move on. So I just want to mention as well that, so we've just seen the transition, we've seen the Antichrist coming through some sort of portal, and now he's in the birthing canal where the waters are breaking. I find it very strange how this is depicting CERN with what is going on with CERN at the moment, announcing all of this finding of the Higgs boson particle and stuff like that, okay? I think they're going to have a big part to play in this. Okay, the fish jumping into the boat. Jumping into the boat, he's performing. He will arrive performing miracles. And there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible they shall deceive the very elect. Matthew 24:24. Okay, now here we have, you know, God is in control here, right? Now he's given the signal, the go ahead, okay? Now as you can see, this is the shape again of a man with his phallus, okay? Now you notice in the towers, okay, we have all like different religions. Now this, the last one was like the Hinduism. This one is the Catholic religion, okay? Now keep in mind, I think it's showing the phallus, okay, because we know that basically the Antichrist will have some sort of lineage to the Roman Empire, okay? He'll have some sort of lineage, or, you know, from the Roman Empire. I believe it's in Daniel we get that information where, well, actually let me have a look. I'm trying to find links here, just get this video together quickly, but basically in the book of Daniel, it describes the city and the temple reference that was destroyed, okay? In this passage, were destroyed in AD 70 by Titus and the Roman legions, but Titus was not the ruler referenced in this verse. Daniel 9:27 described the ruler as one who will make a 7-year treaty with Israel, put an end to the sacrifices and offerings, and set up a sacrilegious object which causes desecration. These are events that will be fulfilled in the life of the Antichrist, according to Daniel. The Antichrist will come from among the people who destroyed the temple. Therefore, we can be certain that the Antichrist will come from among the Roman people. So, hence why we're going into this only tower in this animation is being depicted as a male phallus. Let's go on. Okay, again we've got the heart, and can you see we've got also the cross? It's because, you know, pretty much it's the full-on veneer that the Catholic Church are giving that they are, you know, the Pope basically thinks he is substitute for Christ. Total blasphemy. Now, I'm sorry about this bit that we're going to go into. It's a little bit dirty, but we've got to just carry on a little bit here. Here we have the Catholic woman. You watch here now, her hand turned into like a wand, like witchcraft, okay guys? Okay, now, okay, that's, okay. Sorry to stop it here, but I need to show you this, okay? So, basically, God has just pointed his hand down, and as we've seen, the Antichrist was in the birthing canal. Now, as you can see, this is representing the birth of the Antichrist into the world, okay? Now, you notice the rays coming out from between her legs. Now, I just want to show you something. A false flag where the Antichrist was going to be involved again, you know, his coming. Now, this was Florence and the Machine. The song is called Spectrum, basically means rainbow. Again, so we've got the rainbow in the Denver Airport mural. We've got the rainbow in a lot of different symbology at the moment. It's in a lot to do with the Olympics as well. Okay, now let's take a look, just see what we've got going on here. Okay, so we've got the light coming out from between her legs, just like with a Catholic lady. We got the shell of Venus here, which is also Semiramis, Ishtar, Isis, all the same woman. It's depicting exactly the same thing, the birth of the Antichrist, the light bearer, the light bringer, whatever you want to call it. Just wait for it to switch over onto the next scene. Again, we got the ballet dancers, just like the Lady Gaga Married the Night video. Don't know why the ballet dancers keep coming up in it, to be honest. Here we go with the scene where she's basically, looks like she's in some sort of explosion. We've got the Egyptian theme going on as well, okay, which looks like we've got the Anubis hat going on here, the same old stuff they always do, okay. Pyramid in the background. I've covered this video, guys. Some part of it as well. We've got we see the Big Ben clock, and also we've got the moon subliminal as well for the Islam, okay. Okay, so just back to this, just like we've seen with the Florence and the Machine. So here he is coming through the birthing canal, okay. So as it was showing, you know, it was the actual the birth happening through them two ladies that we've just seen what was being depicted. But if you look here, okay, we look like we've got sort of the DNA strand going on here a bit, but also look up, see how we've got the illumination coming down through to where the Antichrist is being birthed. Okay. This is a similar part in the Gaga Married the Night video, which I've covered quite a few times. Just want to show you the bit that's related. Okay, so we've got Poseidon here, so the water, Babylonian magic water. We've got the child cross on the anchor going up to the illumination coming down, okay, just like on the Masonic compass, okay. Then it goes over to, again, the Islam, down to the Firebird, Pontiac, Resurrection, same thing over and over. So then it goes back onto the Destroyer briefly. So, you know, it's still sort of revolving around CERN pretty much, okay. The whole birthing part of it. It had a big part to do with it as far as that was saying. Now, as we just seen in the video, okay, we were seeing the Catholic, the Hinduism and the Inca. Now that was all on this picture, and it's all on the left hand side, which is basically showing the Antichrist, okay. Now all of them religions were on this side, the Inca, Buddhism, the Hindu